Hi, I'm Paul from Find My Footwear, and this is the new Brooks Ghost 17. Now I'm going to tell you why I think it's improved, what has changed, and why it's better. So let's get stuck in. The new Ghost 17 from Brooks is a little bit heavier than the previous version, not noticeably so when on the foot, weighing in the men's in 10.1 ounces and women's at 9 ounces, and that's 286 grams and 255 grams approximately. The main difference in the new Ghost 17 compared to the Ghost 16 is the addition of extra cushioning. Now, whilst that's the DNA Loft V3 cushioning material, it's the same stuff. You've got 3mm more in the forefoot, 1mm more in the heel, so it's now a 37 in the heel, 27mm in the forefoot, 10mm drop. That's down by 2mm. Ghost 16 was a 12mm drop, Ghost 17 is an 8mm drop. But is that a big difference? Well, for me, no, it's not really, because there's more considerations than just the numbers when it comes to stack height and heel drop. For instance, if we have a very high stack, very soft cushioned shoe, it's going to compress easier than a slightly lower stack shoe that uses a firmer cushioning. So don't be misled by the numbers. Try the shoe on, and I don't think 2mm difference is noticeable. And I would challenge people to tell me a shoe that's 2mm difference. I've ran around 30 miles in the shoe so far, but straight from the off, it felt very familiar, and probably sold about a dozen pairs in my store in the last week. And most of these people had updated from the previous version, didn't notice any difference, tried the shoe on the treadmill, and had no hesitation in jumping straight into the new model. So let's have a look at some of the features. We've got a revised upper, it's an engineered mesh, very, very neat, as you always get from Brooks. We've got a slightly more curved Achilles tab, but we've got the same level of padding around the ankle collar and in that Achilles area here in the heel. Flares away a little bit, so it's not going to cause any irritation. Same amount of cushioning in the tongue as usual, and really it's just minor details in the knit. The lacing is a little bit neater, I would say, and overall I think the styling of the shoe is excellent. Always great quality construction in the shoes from Brooks. The Ghost 17, it's their bread and butter model. They aren't going to mess up this shoe, and I don't think they have at all. It's evolution rather than revolution when it comes to the Ghost 17. It's just nice updates that's going to keep everybody happy. Good rubber coverage as usual, very similar on the outsole. The rubber compound does feel a little bit softer, whether that's coming from the midsole softness or the actual rubber itself, I don't know, but it feels nice and smooth. It runs really smooth as usual. Difference that I noticed, you've got DNA Loft V3, it's a nitrogen infused foam. It's a little bit a springier type of foam compared to compression molded EVA type materials. It's got a nice degree of bounce, nice responsiveness in the toe off, and with this shoe being a little bit thicker stacked than the previous model, it has a nice toe off. It feels very plush. So far it's all been very positive for me. If you look in the heel, on the lateral side of the heel where you're going to land, it's concave, so that's going to allow it to squash a little bit easier, and it's convex on the outside, so bellows out, so your foot's going to sit in the cushioning, it's not going to sit on it, it's not going to roll over the edge, so that makes it feel just a tad more stable than the previous Ghost. The Ghost 16, was a very stable neutral shoe anyway. This one a little bit more so. So overall, like I say, minor tweaks, small improvements, but a familiar feel. But it feels better, it feels nicer, it feels a little bit softer and more cushioned. And I think, again, probably the best value for money neutral daily trainer on the market. Do you think there's a better value for money shoe out there in this category? If so, comment below. Love to read your questions. If you have any, always put them in the comments. I always endeavour to reply to any questions that you have about the shoes we're reviewing. And if there's anything you'd like us to review, again, put it in the comments. Please give the video a like, share, and do subscribe to the channel. But for now, that's a new Ghost 17 from Books.